What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, do you guys remember the game called WiLDs? It was a game that I thought looked super cool. I believe the main trailer that we constantly always, kind of refer to with this game, 2014 Gamescom. Funny enough, actually, this is very ironic because it was Gamescom 2014. Gamescom is in a week and a half, and it's 2024. So, we're 10 years later. And, okay. WiLDs, I think, looked like an incredibly cool game right up my alley. I love the journeys of the world and Flower and, those kind of like deeper meaning, and they look a little weird. They play a little weird. I like those kind of games. And this was a game that looked super cool. Now, we have actually, I believe even on this channel, we've talked about this game before. I think it's already somewhat been confirmed that this game has been dead for a long time. However, and I could just be making up stories at this point, I feel like the rumor was that it was dead. Then there was talk that no, maybe it's still actually happening. Maybe it's been reworked massively, but maybe there's still some people working on the game. Well, we can officially, we'll do it twice, put this game to bed. And so this came from Push Square, which pretty much just recapped the whole thing. So you look at their creative director, Steven. I can't say his last name, so I'm not even going to try. And somebody asked him actually late July, about a week ago, WiLD's still alive? And he said, unfortunately, all we can say is that we are no longer actively working on it. And well, two things. Number one, it's sad, very sad. But number two, I hate it when that kind of language. I'm not gonna blame him for that. I think that's a lot of NDAs. I think that's a lot of executives muddying the waters, right? Because I think what he wants to say is the game's been canceled, right? Or we were taken off the game. Something bad happened behind it. It could be that. It could be literally they were told by somebody else, hey, you're removed. You're put that game down, work on something else, you're done. And with all the contracts that these people have to sign and whatnot, the wording of it is just weird, right? All we can say is that we're not actively, so the game is still there. And I think you can actually read into it like that. The game's still there. It's maybe on a hard drive somewhere, but they're literally day to day not picking it up and not actively working on it. And so we can put it to bed. But yeah, hate the corporate talk, I guess, that kind of muddies the waters. But also, yeah, it does suck because, is it the biggest game of all time? Was it going to reinvent the wheel? Look, I do think it was actually going to do something kind of different. These are, I mentioned the journeys of the world. Journey, I think, is phenomenal. And sometimes you need these type of games. You look at Telltale's The Walking Dead. And at the time, that's not a big studio. They've never made anything that was really good before The Walking Dead. And that reinvented the wheel. It reinvented the wheel for storytelling and characters. It literally also brought an era of episodic games were able to exist because of The Walking. I mean? And it took a game like that to do it. So again, I'm not saying every game is going to massively reinvent the wheel and be the next big thing, but the game looked really cool. I mean, I'm sure I'll show parts of it, as I'm talking here. The game looked cool. So, and also, I am a gamer at heart. I play all of these different kinds of games. You never like to see a game shelved, especially one that you think could be pretty okay. And especially when you think back in 2014, that was coming on. Journey, I don't remember when Journey was, maybe 2012, 2013. But this was an era where I was getting into the house marks of the world, right? Those kind of more, they're not indie by today's the people on Steam where there's 3 people and they make a game. It's not indie by that metric, but a Hades type thing and stuff like that's those are very, very special, and that's a lot of creativity that comes from those type of games. So hate to see it, and hopefully one day we can kind of find out what happened to the game, or if maybe somebody else can take that kind of vision, or he can, or we can get some sort of spin-off of it, right? Maybe that one day can happen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.